Hello everyone and welcome back. It is Westman2 here for day 2. So now do not get mad if the vocals are not to par with the video, as I'm recording this after I recorded this. And by me saying recording this, it would be the actual vocals. What happened was, as I was playing this, my mic decided that it was not going to be picked up as I was recording, and so it was a video of sound but of no audio. And the whole point is to have audio. So I'm still trying to get used to this mic, as I just got it not too long ago, and I'm still trying to iron out the bugs. So as you can see right now here, I was talking about the guy that got us our 37 grand because we allowed him to throw a block party. This would be the 5,000, so we're going to get $1 for every residence, and the Mr. guy that wanted the temple. So we only need, I don't know, I figured it was about 65 more people, because you know that's how many people have already been there, so I figured we need about 20 to 25. You know, it doesn't say anywhere, it was just an estimate based on the bar and completion. So I was looking at the awesome Chinese inspired temple that I thought was still really cool. So now we are going to get ready for today's events. So the best way is to first take a look around the town, and then we realized that last episode we needed to expand, but more importantly also probably upgrade these roads, but that's I think later, and I'm getting ahead of myself. So right now we are just building roads and zoning more places for people to build, because in the bottom it says there that we need a little more than just what we have as far as residential. And then after this is where I was realizing that some of these roads could really use a good upgrade, because what's going to happen is we're going to gridlock, and that's not going to be the best thing. But I kind of built them in a square, so I'm doing it myself, so I didn't really think this through, but it's our town. We'll do the best we can in hammersteel. So I'll spend a little bit of time upgrading these roads so that they can be at its finest, so that in the event of anything, lots of people can get in and out. But we go by right now looking at all the medium to high, and then later we'll figure out what needs to be done after that. But right now we're just kind of changing medium to high, or medium. Yeah, this is high, as you can see. And I'm just talking about how the density is important, because these homes will want to expand, but if we don't give them the right roads or sufficient space, they won't be able to do it. So as to the left here, it's full. The middle, they're too small, and these ones I think are just big enough. This one seems a little too small, but these ones are just perfect. Of course, that one is massive, so they will have no problem. So that was good planning. I actually probably could cut those in half, to be honest, because they're a little too big and they're just wasting space. So we're going to upgrade these roads some more, just trying to find all the loose ones I haven't upgraded. Of course, I'll miss some, and then I'll realize this in a little bit, and proceed to upgrade them. The main focus was just trying to upgrade the roads that the houses are actually on, so that in the event that they wanted to expand, they can. And so then, let's do this. So, as you can see, the residential only went down a little bit, so we're gonna have to, of course, already upgrade, and we're gonna have some interesting adventures today. I was checking to see if I didn't zone that, but I did, just no one wants to move there, and as soon as I checked, there started to be production of homes and other things. Perfect. I just wanted a place to quietly congregate. Oh, how nice. They just wanted a quiet little suburban of the temple. And I don't know if you can have church at a temple, but sure, why not? It's a temple. And I wanted to test this theory, so I zoomed in, and it was really loud, so I was just like, I don't think it's really quiet, but I was like, okay, fine. If you think it's quiet, then by all means, more power to ya. And then, yeah, we're going to look at the people moving in, and it's called 6 a.m. Co. is the name of the moving people. And that seems to be about right and good. Check the water. We have plenty of it. Gonna have to probably check power here soon, or trash. But right now I wanted to check industrial and our little power plant with, and then our garbage with Phil in it. Phil Dahomey. And so I wonder if I wanted to start expanding over here, hence me circling the mouse, because that's prime real estate for high wealth. This is kind of low wealth, as you can see right here. the best way to check it actually is with using the land value map. And as you can see there, blank or white means 0 land value. So these homes have no value, essentially. But it's better than the red over there, which means negative, because that just lowers it, which we don't want. So that's why I kind of wanted to expand our homes down here and leave the industrial at the top. Not only that, but the wind is also blowing that way. So we're spending 400 in trash. So I decided that I was gonna raise the taxes off because we have a bond we need to pay off, and we're making $2,000, and so that will help us. So it'll make us get to that $2,000 an hour mark, which we wanted, and that's just what. It's better to have money, because if not, then, you know, we have to wait for everything. And then this is where I go back and check to make sure, and also expand at the same time as I am expanding. But I didn't want to get too close to the railroad, because we're going to need one here soon, I'm sure. And so I wanted it to not build too close, but we needed to make sure that it was, I guess, close enough, so that when we put a station, we're not too far from it. And then as this, we reached our 80 goal limit, so we got our $1,000 from the nice man who wanted us to build a temple, which was actually free and had no cost, so that was actually pretty awesome. I was really excited about that. And then all these awesome residentials, they're all happy, saying they're making tons of money, and even the one that's closed is still making a lot of money, so that was awesome. So right now, we're checking the residential map, and as you can see, it shows happiness and money, which is pretty funny if you ask me, because, you know, money can't buy happiness, but yet they put them on the both tabs. So I thought that was a nice little tip of the hat that they did there. It could just be, you know, just that they had nowhere else to put it, but I think they did it purposely, knowing that, you know, the saying. And then as it shows all the shoppers for some reason are walking down that road, even though all the commercials the other way. So I was kind of confused by that, but other than that, I was fine. Checking the industrial tech map, and seeing that the only thing that really has any tech would be our solar plant. And there's my favorite thing to do, is to zoom across to the side of the screen, because if you move the mouse on the sides, the 4 corners, it will move the whole screen. And so I do that as I'm trying to hit the different maps. As you can see, I do it a lot, and I'm just like, sorry guys, and this is me explaining that to you. I guess I'm jumping the gun. Showing money and the freight shippings. And I was checking 85 profit and then 101 profit, so they won hands down. Second in closest was the 85 profit, and then 75. And then, of course, my favorite guy over here, Mr. I'm going to call him Bill Jones. Mr. Bill Jones over here was yelling at me that I didn't have enough residential for the jobs, and not enough residential. Oh, that's right, I was reading it, and it said that we needed medium wealth, so I was throwing in some parks. So I decided to put a tall tree row right where really there was nothing, which was a waste now that I see, you know, the area of, I guess, effect it has. I didn't use it to its fullest. I should have put it in the middle, but oh well. And then I put a pond kind of in the middle, so I destroyed some homes. And then it came to me that when you don't have any wealth, the best thing to do is to put some higher wealth parks, as far as the 3 simoleon signs, which means high wealth. They're not that expensive, but I was checking this park, the medium park, and I got sidetracked because I saw that we needed health, because we had a bunch of 6 simoleons, had a bunch of 6 sims, so luckily we had enough money to build that. And what I wasn't checking on that park was the how much per hour, and it was really expensive. I think it was 400 an hour, which by far is not worth what it is. So now that we have a clinic, we will not have to worry about sick sims. That's kind of a tongue twister. But for some reason in our town, everyone gets sick, so it filled up really quick, and I'll actually have to expand it. See, and then here's me fixing my mistake and actually cutting them off, killing some homes, but it was worth it, because in the end, when they go out and I accidentally was like, whoops, so I fixed it. But what helps is when you cut them in half is when they expand, now I can have 2 big apartment complexes instead of just a bunch of wasted land. And yeah, so this town is growing pretty quick, and it's been a lot of fun. So I think we need a little more residential, and then we need a little more commercial, because as you can see, they're not really full. But I didn't want to put it too close to the clinic, because we actually have to put more ambulances or extra bays so that patients can go there when they're sick. So I didn't want to build too close, but you didn't need to build too far away, so you kind of have to find the right balance. And I also didn't want to build on the other side of the clinic because that's where the town hall is, and then, well, when we upgrade to an actual town hall, or a city hall it becomes, we need to add the wings. So, no one wants to build there because they don't like us, but then again, I seem to be notorious for this. As soon as I said that, houses started to come in, and so I started to zone more areas, but knowing that I didn't want to build too close to the tracks, I made sure that I was far enough from them, but would use up most of the map. Checking the sewage, couldn't have been better. Plenty of water. Power, we're okay. We don't have too much extra, but, you know, we're not falling behind. Checking the zones again, because we're going to need more commercial, because it actually starts spiking, because it was kind of funny. What I was saying was, when I don't build it, it didn't bother, but when I start building it, it wants more. So I decided that I'm going to build a little shopping square right here, and then I'll surround it by homes later on. But I just wanted to use... I accidentally used high density, but then I came to the conclusion that was probably better than medium density because the shops are probably going to have heavy traffic, and so there's going to be a lot of people either walking or driving to these stores, so it actually wasn't as big of a mistake as I thought. And then I thought of the brilliant idea of, why don't I put a park right in the middle of this place so that places can have high wealth so that I don't have to worry about it. And this is me showing that I needed more people because there are not enough jobs, because Mr. Phil Jones, oh man, was that his name? Bob Jones? I already forgot his name. Bob Jones, and I wanted to make sure he was right, and in fact there was 225 people unemployed, so I was like, whoops, well, I better make some more jobs. But then instead, I zoned to more homes, because, you know, why not? I don't listen to him. It's my game, not his. Yes, I guess for some reason I thought more homes would be better than more actual shops. I don't know why. So I decided to expand because I got some more cash flow because the hour came up. And so I was building across and just kept this kind of right here. And then I zoned it so that there was homes on either side. And now the square around the shopping plaza is kind of getting pretty good. Commercial businesses are not getting enough medium wealth shoppers, so we had to put parks. So I decided that, as I said earlier, a high wealth park after putting... Did I put a medium wealth? No, I put a high wealth, and I didn't want to destroy it there, so I put it right in the middle here. And something happened that I didn't want to happen. Some went to high wealth by accident. Not at first, but, see all the high wealth, this is medium wealth. All the medium wealth started to show through, and started connecting with the other parks to really have these homes, and they automatically started building, as you can see next to the other park. But I built another park close to the high wealth one, and then part of the actual place became high wealth. So the shops, I think right now before I left, are still vacant. They built, but no one wants them because there's not enough high wealth even here. So, was building, I was looking if we wanted a tennis court, a volleyball court, if we wanted a medium skate park, a large skate park, a soccer field, or a baseball field, and I thought it was a baseball diamond, but it's okay. Whatever. Maybe it is a field. You know, the diamond's just a small thing. And then I decided that an awesome skate park would be awesome, but I didn't want to destroy any of the homes, so I figured that I'd just put it in the middle of this left square, after deciding that probably putting it on the freeway wasn't the best idea. Or down here was not enough space, or any of there, and so then I was like, there we are. Plunked it right there, and a lot of high wealth, or medium wealth, I keep thinking it's high. Medium wealth followed around it, but unfortunate for us, it was in the big square where we were actually building shops, so it's not going to be really utilized right now. So then I built around it, cut it in half, I had zoned some more homes, zoned around it. I didn't want to zone with the actual park because there's not really enough space, and I wanted to connect this road. So I had enough money, so I connected it, destroying the really big shop that I accidentally did not want to do, and then built another thing right here, another square, but I left it blank right now because I didn't know if I wanted to put more commercial or put more residential because, I wanted to leave room for the future. So I just connected that right there and left the square above it blank for right now because I wasn't 100% sure what to do with it. But I went ahead and zoned behind it, if I'm not mistaken, because I think we got more cash flow, and I wanted to increase the road behind it. Right now, just taking a look, and then this is when I decided that the volume wasn't loud enough, so I turned it up. And I really hope that this mic recording over this you'll actually be able to hear me, because then I remember I turned it off, and I was like, whoa, now that's really too loud, and then I had to go right back in, turn it down to about half of what I had it to, or barely turn it down at all. No, I did. Okay. Awesome. And I think that was just good enough. It could be a little low now that I've actually had time to sit down and listen to it. But we'll fix that next video. We're kind of learning together, and it's kind of fun. So, this video actually is a lot longer than what I planned it, because I was actually having so much fun, and I forgot what time it was, and so I actually went a little bit over. So, I hope you guys don't mind. You get a little extra content, and I remember that upgrading these roads would probably be the best thing. But luckily for you guys, I actually get, at this point, I'll just make sure to cut the video and turn down the actual volume so that I don't have to increase the volume of this mic and mess everything up. So, going around to medium, turning it to high density. The plan was just to make everything from medium to high, and then, or everything to medium, because it's actually medium density, I take it back. So I was right the first time. Was just to go to medium to high, but then I accidentally kept double clicking by force of habit, and so then I gave up. I'm like, fine, you know what, everything's gonna go up to high density. And then I was like, maybe, you know, it's time to upgrade these ones at the corner, because, you know, those are heavily traveled, and that would probably be the best thing to do, the wisest choice. And so that's what I was doing right now. We're just kind of making sure that everything's gonna be all right. And then I was like, oh, maybe the ones that are actually connected to the road would be awesome to actually upgrade, because, you know, that's where they're actually coming in and out. And then I just connected it, added another little connection to the road right there, so more people can come in along, so we don't have to worry. Zoned some more commercial so that enough people can come in and move. Put a little more on the square, and then decide that we're probably good. A little more industrial probably wouldn't hurt, as, you know, the line's not that big. Sorry about that. I had to go grab something. It's not that big, but, you know, a little more wouldn't hurt. And then we looked at this medium residential map and decided that there's a really high demand for medium wealth, and the only best way to do that is to put more parks, but I don't think I quite caught that, because, no, I did. Okay, so I go to the parks, I'm like, okay, we'll put another high wealth. I was like, that should be enough, another high wealth, and then and I put it right in the square where I didn't build anything. I was glad that I didn't, and I was looking, I was like, oh, that one's pretty big and awesome, but it's pretty expensive. This one's kind of small, it doesn't take as much room. And then I checked the other one, I was like, oh, this one's perfect, it's cheap, and it doesn't use that much. And then look at the big square in the middle of high wealth. That is pretty useless. I was like, oops. Not my plan, but it happened anyway. So I was like, okay, that's cool and all. I'll make sure to just do something about that. Probably cut it half so that I can put more expensive shops. And then there's this guy. Let's see. Let's set it to 400 degrees. Pfft, I'm just going to crank it up to 800. So I went off on this guy. First off, I didn't have enough money for this station because I'm $4 grand short. And then I decided that, you know what? I'm not going to put a station because this guy is really dumb. Because, first off, if your oven can go up to 800 degrees, there's something wrong with it. Because last time I checked, mine goes up to maybe 600. Second of all, if whatever you're baking tells you to crank it up to 400 and you put it up 400 degrees more, I get it. Maybe you're trying to do half the time. But no, that's not how cooking things in the oven works. And so I decided that these residents, the Martins, as I think I hovered over them, I decided that it was indeed their fault for having this problem. But what I didn't take in mind is the fact that the houses next to it were going to catch on fire, thus being a big mistake. So I decided, you know what, like, fine. They're going to be dumb and fine. I'm just going to upgrade the clinic so that I don't have to worry about people being sick because it's already full. And I was looking at this house and I'm like, ew, Martins, see? Oh no, there's a fire. But the house next to it, as I didn't catch at this point, is also on fire. And what we can't see right now, because it's so far away, is all the industry up above us is also on fire. So half of this neighborhood will actually burn down before it finally decides to catch. Even the house across the street from it, down below it, will actually catch on fire. Because, I don't know, it decided. So I had to take out another bond. I was kind of upset. I'm like, fine, this was my mistake, let me fix it. I didn't want to put it too close to the clinic and or the town hall for upgrading purposes, so I put it right there. I was like, okay, now it's hiring. Awesome. Soon there'll be enough. But what I wanted to do straight off the bat was to put a fire alarm to wake up the sleepy firefighters from their dreams so that they can get up and start helping. And the fire truck went immediately, as you saw, up and is now going to go fix all the industrial. But, you know, I didn't see it because I didn't know. So I was like, wait, where is he? And I finally zoom up. I'm like, oh no! All of this is on fire and there's a burnt building. It's already been destroyed. And then I was looking at the houses back and I was just like, oh no, this town is going to shambles. But I was like, oh look, we have really high, nice, kind of distracting everyone. We have really high wealth places. Don't pay attention to the burning building. I was like, oh no. I'm like, the Basu household is being catched on fire. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And then the workers next to it, there's a Chavez and the Andersons, but, you know, the construction team didn't mind working next to a burning home. They're like, whatever, we'll just build a really awesome house. It doesn't really matter. We don't really care. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And as you can see to the left there, the house is caught on fire, and I was like, uh-oh. Look, people already moved in as they're building the next house that I already destroyed. So this will be the last house that actually catches on fire. The Reed, right there, the Reeds catch on fire, and all the industrial goes down. So I was like, you know what? I have the money. It's probably time that I actually put another fire engine because everything's burning. Yeah, look at this. There goes almost all our industrial. It's just all to flames. And I did a 360 with the camera because why not? I was checking down, and it was complaining that there was houses that needed to be bulldozed. I wasn't paying attention. I was more worried that the fire truck had to go all the way around, so I wanted to create like an area. So I decided that right there would probably be the best, but then I realized that it's not really helping us with our building. So I was like, oh, right there should be good enough just to get the firefighters in here quick so we don't have to go all the way up the freeway, go all the way back down, because that's time. So I figured that they can go right there and then into the town right here, out the little homes. And then for some reason, this one came and decided to catch a fire, but yay to the firefighters. For us, they were able to put it out, no problem. So I was happy about that. And yeah, so our town's really coming together. Everything's really low as far as industrial. We could probably use a little more commercial, and I think this is when I start zoning a little more commercial and decide that this whole square and just probably would be good if it was commercial. Zoned a little more industrial because I knew we were going to need it, and finished up a little less of the ones that were on fire. So they were a little crispy, but it's all good. And instantly we see people building new industrial places, see that these two homes somehow there's a building fire and another building fire. And there's our water tower that I almost clicked on. I was like, whoops, don't want to do that. That wouldn't be a smart idea, because then they'd get mad because they'd be like, where's my water? And I'd be like, oh, I kind of blew it up because, you know, whoops. So, yeah, and then checking electricity, still had the same amount. A little less water, a little less sewage, but again, we're still way in the green. Town hall is almost 90, it's about 95%. Trash couldn't be better. Clinic is okay. We still have a little many we have a little too many deaths, but that's only because I didn't have another. And then I have Mr. See, we are not able to get all these fires burning. These fires buildings are burning. How do you say down? We need more fire trucks. Because he had like this French accent, so I was doing my really bad in French accent. So I was like, I really don't want to spend more money. So I was like, ask me in a little bit, because what I don't think it took him into mind is I already built another one. So I was looking at this clinic, and I was like, it's almost full again. I'm like, it probably could use an ambulance. I'm like, since I have the money, I might as well just put it, because it is $10,000, and I was like, I don't know when I'm going to have that again. So it was perfect, and I was happy with it. So I was like, okay, they're treating 19 people, a lot of sick people, 6 Sims. This guy was sick, and I was like, what's wrong with you? You need to get better. And as you can see, he's sick. I was like, well, that's your own fault. I don't know what to do about that. There's a clinic, you can go to it. Started zoning more residential, because, again, there needs to be a city growth, it seems like. After that, I decided that I was going to put a road over it, Probably not. Should have done the road first before zoning, but it's okay. Didn't know if I wanted to keep that as another shopping center or actually put residential, so I decided to cut it in half because it was a little too big and I didn't want a bunch of wasted space. Then I cut it in half, finished off the industrial, and figured that there was enough space here by this park to actually put homes where they wouldn't really overlap. Decided that that'd be a good idea. And so here we go. It's probably wrapping up time, guys. I hope you enjoyed episode 2, and